Hello, good morning. Welcome, everyone. I am so happy and honored and excited to be here with you this morning. And I want to thank Marcia for inviting me to join you this morning in the Be Here Now Pop-Up Summit. My name is Stacy Ivy, and my topic today is how to trust in divine wisdom. I am really excited about my topic today, and I am hoping that this is going to prove to be helpful, beneficial, and supportive for you during this time. So, my topic again is how to trust in divine wisdom. And basically what that means is that we are on an inner journey. We are transitioning in this world from being on a mostly outward journey, a journey of without to a journey within. And so I'd like to just start with some sage. Just imagine that you're being saged right now and that we're entering this sacred space and this sacred time to be together and be here now in this present moment, allowing everything from this morning and everything from this week to just fall away so that we can become together as a community during this time of uncertainty, during this time of just chaos at times. And we are just going to really come together now to be still and present. So how to trust in divine wisdom is really a journey about moving from the mind into the body, from the head to the heart. And it's a journey from doing to being. And in this journey, the more that we slow down, learn to listen and be still, the more that we can hear divine grace, hear the messages of Spirit, of God, of our angels, of our higher self. The more we are able to really trust in divine synchronicity, divine flow, that the universe has a plan, and that all is well, no matter what the external world, no matter what the external circumstances look like. The key during this time is to remain rooted as if you are a palm tree in the midst of a hurricane. So no matter what is going on, as if a tornado or a hurricane and all of the outer debris is flying around, this is also a time of grief. So honoring whatever is coming out, whatever is rising to the surface, can we remain rooted in the center of the storm, in the eye of the storm, rooted as if you are a palm tree and you can hold the space for whatever rises and be there for others in times of great uncertainty and great need. That's what this is about. As we transition through this time, it will lead to greater creativity and expansion and opportunities. But the moment that we're in right now is really a time to be still, to be present, to listen, and to just slow down. You know, we're being invited to go within, to go into our homes. And it's really an invitation to go within yourself. So what I would like to share with you today is that we are reaching this point where the separation that we've had from divine source energy, this recognition that we are sovereign beings, that we are souls having a human experience, has been forgotten in our world. This recognition that we are one with nature and one with all, that each woman is our sister, that each man is our brother. We have forgotten that. And this is a time of remembering, reintegrating and remembering, and evolving past the layers of human existence that have been based in survival, hence why the whole toilet paper thing erupted, was it's root chakra survival stuff that has been presented to us. But anytime something gets presented, it's all about, what is this here to show me? What is the opportunity and the invitation that this is here to teach me at this time? So if I were to give one message, it would be still and know. Be still and know. Trust. So one day, I, as a empath, I think I did not introduce myself, so let me back up for a second. My name is Stacy Ivy. I am a therapist, a mother, an intuitive, and an empath, and I'm also the author of Awakening Your Feminine Spirit and Before the Veil, a children's book, and then my workbook, Awakening Your Feminine Spirit, is behind me on the shelf. So as a creative and an empath and an intuitive, one day I was on a walk and I received a download. And what I'm referring to as a download is basically just like an intuitive hit, some guidance. I would say clear guidance, clear knowing from whether it be my angels, my guides, my higher self, of this idea for the deep listening method. And as a speech and language pathologist, I've worked with children and adults on how to communicate and listen and express their wants and needs in a multitude of ways. But as I've evolved along my spiritual journey, I've really understood that we have superficial levels of communicating and listening, and then there's also deeper listening. And so what I'd like to share with you today is how to apply deeper listening into your life as a sort of spiritual toolbox, a mindfulness toolbox, like you can carry around with you. It's free and available to you at all times. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through the deep listening method through these, get it in camera, through these letters. So I took presence, so you can see along the side. Presence are the letters that act as an acronym for deep listening. And so we're going to go through them one at a time. They are pause, reflect, engage, sense, empathy, connect, and express. Okay. So I'm going to apply these to the specific times that we're in now, but you can also apply this method to communicating in relationships, communicating at work, how to handle triggers, how to even meditate, things like that. But I'm going to specifically apply it to the current times that we're in right now. Okay, so the first one is pause. So pause is be still, take a short break, and I'm going to add onto the pause, pray. So the P is going to be pause and pray. And so what I wrote for this would be, Dear angels, guides, Mother, Father, God, thank you for replacing my fear with intuition. Thank you, and so it is. Amen. Aho. So you can choose whatever words work for you, but pausing is just stopping for a moment. And then I love the idea of introducing prayer because I think prayer is needed now more than ever. And the power of our words, the power of our prayer is so critical. And when you ask for guidance, when you ask for support and you thank your angels and guides, you thank God, you thank the divine for guiding you, in this journey, you are always held and supported no matter what. But when you ask, even more is available specifically for what you ask for. Ask and it is given is what Esther Hicks said. That's one of her books. The next letter is R, and R is reflect. So reflect is an opportunity to ask questions. So questions that you could reflect upon would be, what is my next perfect step? If you're not sure what to do, be still, pause, and then reflect. And first, you can even ask, what am I present? And then you can ask, what is my next perfect step? When you ask questions like that, you can also use other tools such as journaling. So you can write in a journal, what is my next perfect step? And then start writing and see what comes, and do it as a stream of consciousness without thinking about it too much, because the mind always wants to interfere. If you can just drop past the critical mind into your intuitive mind and allow that intuitive mind to lead, then you're guided. You can also draw an oracle card. I actually drew 2 oracle cards for our session today, and they came from the Colette Baron-Reid Spirit Animal Oracle deck. And I asked for 2 cards that relate to our group, and at this time, what would be the most supportive messages from this deck at this time. And the first one that I got is Giraffe Spirit. And the message from Giraffe Spirit is to see the big picture. Giraffes have a long neck, right? And they can rise above and they can see from a larger perspective, a higher horizon. It's sort of like the eagle perspective as well. So see the big picture and trust. The next card that I pulled is Rhino Spirit. And Rhino Spirit's message is overcome any obstacle. So we are well equipped to overcome any obstacle. We're never in this alone. Not only do you have your guides, you have God, you have your angels, you have your loved ones that have passed, you have other angels, archangels, ascended masters supporting you on the other side, right here, present and available to you at all times. You have your ancestors and the wisdom that they took with them. Think of the hardships that your ancestors, if we go back in time, each generation has had hardships. And human beings are ultimately so resilient. So remember that you have within you the ability to overcome any obstacle that is presented your way. And you would not be here at this time if you weren't strong enough to be able to handle everything that is presented to you. So you can and will overcome any obstacle. All right. The next letter in presence is E, and that is engage. So engage is really all about your intention, your focus, basically your vision, your eye gaze. In yoga, we call it the drishti. It's like if you're standing in tree pose and you don't want to fall over, your drishti is you look straight in front of you at something that's not moving so that you stay centered and you don't fall over, right? Also in my yoga teacher training, we were taught where intention goes, prana flows. So where you place your intention, that's where the energy goes. So place your intention on the positive things in your life. Place your intention on gratitude and limit the amount of exposure you have to the news. The media is full of fear right now. So limit the amount of that you're allowing into your home and into your energetic world, your physical and your energetic world. Limit the amount of time that you pay attention to that. So that's about engaging your focus. And then the other aspect of engage is engaging your breath. So that means really take deep diaphragmatic breaths. Really come down into your diaphragm, into your rib cage, even all the way down into your toes. Like breathe deeply, grounded, deep, full body breaths. You know, we're used to these shallow breaths. We don't want to breathe shallow. Shallow leads to overwhelm. We want to just go deeper. Everything's about going deeper, trusting that when we go deeper, rather than like skating on the surface of the pond, we're going to go in the water. We're going to dive beneath the surface and we're going to explore that. And it's a super interesting journey. It's like this mystery journey, and you find different diamonds and emeralds and gemstones along the way. And you make these amazing connections and synchronicities, and grace comes in. That's what it's about. It's about trusting that it's not scary to go within. It's not scary to dive deep. It's not scary to deeply listen. Okay, so the next letter is sense. Sense is really about feeling and being fully embodied. You are a soul having a human experience, which means that you are in a body. I love the symbolism of the cross. So the cross has the lower part, which is basically in line with your lower three chakras. That is earth, physical realm. And we are here to be on earth, but many of us aren't even fully embodied. A lot of us, especially in the spiritual community, can tend to be in these upper three chakras and not want to be fully grounded because it doesn't feel safe to be on this earth, or it doesn't feel safe to be in our bodies. But I can tell you this, as an empath who spent most of her life up here, and at first not even knowing that I was mostly up here, coming into my heart, which is the bridge between the upper and the lower, and then really rooting down into my feet and spending time in nature and spending more time doing yoga and being in my body, dancing, doing more physical, embodied practices, I've realized that that rootedness of being in my body has really helped me be able to navigate anything that comes my way with much more ease and grace, because I am fully present. I am fully here now. That's what this journey is about. So don't be afraid of being in your body, and sense and notice what is rising to the surface, what's bubbling up within your body at any now moment to be felt and experienced. You can even start to sense subtle energy at this time. You know, rub your hands together, pull your hands apart, and see if you can feel any energy between your hands. You know, you can do it a couple times. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. But just start to sense. You can even create an energy ball. Do I notice anything between my hands? Can I sense that there's subtle energy? There's this energetic field all around you and within you, and expand it out. Everything is energy. So start to tune into that sensation and that subtle energy and see what happens. Just get curious about it. Okay, the next letter is E for empathy. So empathy is about the ability to put yourself in the shoes of another. It's also your emotional intelligence, your emotional resilience, and your ability to experience the range of human emotions. Sort of like the color wheel, the color spectrum has multitudes of colors. Your being human in this life is about experiencing emotion. So we love the positive emotions, right? And then we tend to run and push away from the negative. But can you be present with every emotion that comes up? Be with it, breathe through it, feel into it. Ask, what is this here to show me? What is the invitation or the opportunity in this moment with whatever this is bringing up in me? Because it is when we are able to give ourselves that compassion, we are then able to give that compassion to others. And so that's how we build empathy. The N in presence is notice. So notice is about noticing what thoughts are jumping in to future projections and fear. So fear was coined as an acronym by Dr. Wayne Dyer as false evidence appearing real. I love that. It's really important to remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. It's a mind construct in many ways. Now, yes, fear is something we feel in our bodies, but can we recognize that when we do feel that fear in our bodies, wow, what is this? Get curious about it. Don't judge it. Just honor, okay, this is bubbling up in me. How can I work through this? Maybe that means doing some yoga, doing something like journaling. Maybe it's taking some deep breaths or doing some pranayama breath work exercises. The key is to stay present with whatever comes to the surface, to be here now in every now moment, and to honor that you're strong enough, you're resilient enough to be able to move through whatever it is. Otherwise, it wouldn't be here. We're really learning how to use our inner GPS system. We're really learning how to be only from this outward focused world that we've grown up in and lived in into this. Now we're going to balance it with this inner world. And then from that place, we can take conscious action in the world. But it's only until we take the time to be still and honor the inner GPS, honor the gut instinct, honor the subtle energy, honor the stillness and the silence, that then we can move into that next right step, that conscious action that we take in the world. And you're here to be you. You're here to be you. So how can you be more you and love in this world? And as we move into love, the next letter is C, which is connect. And connect is about connecting into your heart. Connecting into your heart center, right? That's the chakra of the heart. It's also the intelligence of the heart. If you've ever noticed, there's an organization, a nonprofit called the HeartMath Institute. Its website is heartmath.org. HeartMath is all about the intelligence of this electromagnetic field that is the heart and the intelligence of that heart. Working as a clinician, I was always taught mostly to focus on intellect, right? The IQ, the intellectual intelligence. And we've lived in this very mind-focused world, but we have the EQ, which is the emotional quotient, and also I would say we have the HQ, which is the heart quotient. So a really good mudra for the heart would be this Padma Lotus. So you take your hands, place your thumbs and your pinkies together, and you place it at your heart center. You allow your heart to open as if it's the petals of the rose opening up, opening and expanding. And you open to receive guidance and support in every now moment. You open to love, knowing that you are love, knowing that you are light, knowing that you are divine, knowing that you are a sovereign being. As Rumi says, you are not the drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. We are here to remember that we are no longer separate. So connecting to the heart is a beautiful way to do that. The final letter is E, which is express. So expression is once you're rooted and centered in your authentic self, in your present, in every now moment, can you express yourself from this place? That means be really clear with your yes. Be really clear with your no. Have boundaries. Don't be afraid to say no. Speak your truth. Who cares what anyone else thinks? I've told many of the students that I've worked with when I worked in middle school, tell me a celebrity that everyone loves. Crickets. There isn't one. So you're never going to be loved by everyone. There's always going to be haters out there. So who cares, right? Just express, say what you feel, what resonates within you. Trusting divine wisdom is knowing that you are unique in your own expression and that no one else can express in the way that you can express. So trusting in that knowing is that you are unique and special in your own way. And so no one can express it in the same way that you can express it. Christina Marie, I mentioned the N is notice, noticing your thoughts, false evidence appearing real, thoughts, opinions, and judgments. N is notice. So any of those projections into this fear about what might happen. Noticing the thoughts, judgments, opinions, and future projections of fear, false evidence appearing real, and coming back into this now moment. That's what noticing is about, recognizing the mind more. Okay, so going back to express, allow yourself to be authentically you. So expression is also not only about the power of your words and what you want to speak or write or say, it's also how do you want to create and play and be in this world? Do you want to do art therapy? Do you want to put on some fun music and dance around? Do you want to just get out some colored pencils and color a mandala? What is it that you want to do? Allow yourself to express and then say what you want to say in a way that honors yourself and others. I really think returning to that question, what would love do in every now moment, is a really, really good reminder whenever you're trying to navigate anything. So those are the letters of the deep listening method. I'll show it here again. So it's listening through presence, and it's pause, reflect. So pause is be still, reflect is ask questions, engage is your third eye, your vision, your drishti, your focus, and your breath. Sense is sensing your body. Empathy is putting yourself in another's shoes and honoring your emotional range of being human, having emotions. Notice is noticing your thoughts, opinions, judgments, future projections, your mind. Connect is going into your heart center, and expressing is in whatever way you want to express who you are and be you in this world. That's what expression is about. So peace is within you. What you seek is seeking you. So remember that everything you need is always within. You just have to learn to slow down, be still. Meditation is listening. Prayer is speaking. And I really love what I learned from Kyle Gray about prayer is speaking it as an affirmation of gratitude. Thank you, angels, for being here with me at this time. I feel afraid. Honor what you're feeling in each now moment. And trust that there is a divine orchestration happening. It's the same way an egg and a sperm come together and eventually form into a human baby. How does that happen, right? How does the cell division happen. Okay, so we can look at it from a scientific perspective, but there is a divine intelligence, a divine orchestration, sort of like an orchestra concert that you might go to, that is navigating everything. You know, how do some cells know how to become nails and other cells know how to become the heart? And how do other cells know how to become feet and your knees? And I mean, it's a miracle. It is a miracle. You are a miracle. This life is a miracle. This life is a gift. And your soul chose to be here at this time to experience the gift of this life, to experience this great awakening that we're in right now. And yes, there's chaos and confusion in the midst of it. There needs to be the falling away of the old to give rise to the new, to birth the new. We see that in nature. Think about the seasons. Think about the way the seasons flow. Life is full of uncertainty and change. Change is the only thing that we can count on. But when we stay centered, rooted within ourselves, rooted in our bodies and in our hearts, then we trust and know that all is well in every now moment. The key is to be here now. So bring in all the ritual and ceremony. Do all the fun things. Do whatever it is that you love. Spend more time in nature. Get your crystals. Play with oracle cards. Light sage. Go for walks outside. Do and love the ones that you love. And be love in this world and smile. Because that is who you are. You are love. You are divine. You are beauty. You are the embodiment of love and light. I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and signing off for now. Be well.